the real lives of real people is what matters. Politics is not about inside baseball, gossip, personality. It's about the government helping people in whatever form of government it is, whether you're conservative or liberal. The government should be there to make people's lives better. And a lot of people, Megan McCain made this point earlier today, a lot of people who aren't particularly rich are scared to death about what's happening. They're not into off ramps or theories about what the Dutch government might do in retaliation or in reaction to the tariffs. They're just saying, how am I going to buy a car? Or what's going to happen? Look how much my retirement fund lost today. So it's easy to be cavalier and talk about macroeconomics, but you have to remember that the president's policies may win, and we talk on this platform all the time. If you don't understand why the president is not only doing this, but why tens of millions of people are glad he's doing it, you don't understand the frustration about the status quo and about the belief that the world economic system is screwing America and Americans, and people want radical change. You can believe that with one piece of your head, but elsewhere in your brain, you can say a lot of people are going to be scared by this, and that's after one day. If the tariffs stay on and the economy doesn't grow in this quarter, and if there's inflation in this quarter that is bad, more inflation after what we saw after COVID, a lot of people are going to be struggling. And that's why this is an important conversation. It's not an important conversation about the midterms, although we'll talk about that. It's not an important conversation about the richest people in America and about how investors go on X and say they don't like the president. We'll talk about that too. Well, most fundamentally, what this is about is this policy going to help people in the country? And right now, unfortunately, and this is, of course, too often the case, the most vulnerable people in this country are the ones who are going to be hurt most and first by what's happening with the tariffs. Now, I'll say one other thing. It's an insight. I don't know how original it is. I made it earlier today, and I didn't get a good sense from the people I made it to whether it's an original idea or not. One thing that's happening now amongst individuals and amongst organizations and businesses is this is easier to deal with because of COVID. The whole country understands disruption. If you're on the business side, disruption of the supply chain. If you're on the personal side, household, individual, community, you've seen inflation. You've seen international governmental action that disrupts things and confuses things and creates uncertainty. And during COVID, all of us had to navigate that, some better than others. The most vulnerable people, just like now, have a tougher time dealing with it. But the country is just more prepared for something like this than we would have been if COVID hadn't happened. And I think the markets, to some extent, are like that too. I talked to two people today who trade stocks for a living, and they both said the same thing. They were buying some stuff, and they were methodically going through and saying, which things are going to be better now in light of the tariffs, and because things like healthcare aren't affected very much by it. But I also talked to somebody whose whole business, falls relatively smallish, medium-sized, maybe family business. Their whole business is based on importing and then creating stuff out of the raw materials that they import, and then mostly selling domestic, a little bit of export, but mostly selling domestic. So their whole business is now disrupted and could be disrupted a lot over a long period of time. And this person was so calm about it. And I was asking them questions about how they were going to surmount this, and so calm. And I said, like, this is your whole family business on the line here. And person said, COVID, like, we dealt with it in COVID. We can deal with it now. Business will be fine. The business came through COVID. Might have to lay some people off. Might have to not give raises. Not have to give the executive bonuses. But very confident that they can get through this. Don't like to say there's an upside to COVID, but there's an upside to COVID.